All right, one thing that women come to me all the time about is, can I approach a guy or do I have to wait till a guy approaches me? Well, I'll share something that I read in a book, which I'm not too fond of. I'm not going to name it, but in this book for women, all about how to get the right guy, one of the things it says is, if a guy doesn't come up to you, don't bother trying to talk to him because he's just not interested. And I cringed when I read that, because I've spent a lot of my career coaching guys as well. And in my coaching with guys, what I have found out is the complete opposite. In fact, the more a guy is attracted to you, the less likely he is to come up to you. Why is that? Well, the truth is, us guys, we can approach someone we're not attracted to. We can go talk to someone that we're not interested in without any problems, without any pressure. But you put the one woman in front of us who suddenly makes us melt, who makes us fumble our words and we can't think straight. She's the one that we're terrified of approaching, okay? And some of us still will. That doesn't mean no guy approaches a girl that he's really attracted to. But for a lot of us, if someone's in that place, that bar or that club or even that coffee shop, wherever it is, and we think, oh my God, she's the girl, suddenly our heart starts pounding, we're nervous. So don't take it as read that just because a guy doesn't approach you, he's not interested. What I'm going to do is give you a strategy that makes it most likely that he approaches you. And then if that doesn't work, I'm going to give you a plan B, okay? So the strategy for if he doesn't approach you right now is to make yourself really, really approachable. Now, you also, aside from making yourself approachable through your body language and standing in a way that allows a guy to come over, what you also have to do is make sure that you're showing him a sign of interest. Okay, so here's what most women will do. They like a guy. They see him over the other side of the room. And they're standing with their friends here. They see this guy. They're talking to their friend here. They flash him a quick look. And then they say to their friends, okay, he knows. And they carry on talking to their friends. And the truth is, we don't know. We have no idea. I mean, what you'll find is studies have actually shown that men have many less receptors in the brain for body language than women, which means that you're much more intuitive about signals and body language. Okay, so something that you think we might have picked up on, to us just looks like you're looking for your friend or the toilet behind us. Okay, we don't necessarily think, oh, this woman flashed me a quick look, therefore she must be interested. You need to communicate clear interest in a guy. And here's how you're going to do that. When you give a guy a look, you can give him a look and look away. But make sure that a couple of seconds later, you confirm that interest by looking again. So it's going to look something like this. You look away, you could be talking to your friends, and then when you look again, you can look, but have kind of a little bit of a smile. Okay, it doesn't need to be some big cheesy smile. Just when you look again, it's almost like saying, yeah, I was looking. Okay, because now a guy knows, okay, it wasn't just her looking angry. She actually has an interest in me coming over. And essentially, what you're not saying, okay, I want to go to bed with you. What you're saying is, I'm curious about you. You can come over and talk to me. Okay, so us guys at that point, a lot of us will think, okay, maybe I can come over. So a lot of us at that point will come over and talk to you. Now the truth is, a lot of us will still be too nervous at that point to come and do it. Now that doesn't mean that we're a guy that you shouldn't want to hook up with. Okay? Too many women assume that just because a guy's not coming up to them, that somehow, if he's not confident enough to come up to me, then I don't want him anyway. Well, actually, that lack of confidence in that area can be a good sign. Okay, a guy who's in the habit of waltzing up to women and talking to them all the time isn't always the best catch for obvious reasons. If he's really good at it, usually there's a reason that he's really good at it. Okay, he does it a lot. The guys who sit in the background often get missed out by women because the women don't talk to them. And the problem is for guys is that actually they can be fantastic guys. They can be exactly the sort of guys you want to be with. And they're perfect because they're not the ones walking around trying to schmooze every woman in the place. They're the ones who hang back, sit with their friends, chill out, and you could be the only girl that they speak to all night. And that can be an attractive thing. I mean, that's the guy that's not going to run off later on. Okay, so we need to start changing our mindset here. Just because a guy is over there and he's not coming over doesn't mean he's not attracted, and it doesn't mean he's a bad guy or he's somehow terribly insecure. And the other things I'll say is often it's just that women's body language is too cold, or that you're in a group, you're talking to your friends, you look like you're deep in conversation, so he's not coming over. And the last reason he might not come over is that he's not interested. But you can see my point. There are any number of reasons that a guy doesn't come over, and not all of them are that he's not interested. So, you flash your look, talk to your friends, you can look again, you can even look a third time, okay? It's not going to do you any harm, and it's only going to make it easier for him to come over and talk to you. If, at this point, he doesn't come over, that's where we go for plan B, okay? Now, plan B is, I want you to imagine that a guy, you're standing here and a guy is standing over here. What you need to do is find something to do near him, okay? If you're at the bar, it might be that you're grabbing a drink at the bar that's slightly further than him. If it's in the street, oh, look, you're putting some rubbish in the bin that's slightly further than him. If you're in a bookshop, you need the book that's next to him, okay? You need to get proximity in some way. What allows us to feel more comfortable is if we have proximity to you. Imagine how hard it is for a guy to walk all the way across the room, talk to a woman, and then imagine getting rejected and having to do the walk of shame back again. Okay, what we need is proximity. So, okay, she's here, that's really easy, I can just turn around and start talking to her. So give him a level of proximity. That means you walk over. As you're walking over, you can make eye contact with him, which is going to make him think, oh God, is she coming over? But don't go over to him. Just walk slightly further than him and do something past him. Now you can stay there for about 30 seconds, whatever, it doesn't matter, just look relaxed. And there's a good chance that the percentage of guys that were interested that didn't come over the first time when you just made eye contact will now start talking to you because now they have proximity and they feel more comfortable. What if the guy doesn't talk to you at that point? I'm going to give you a plan C, okay? Your last port of call. That means that now, on your way back to your friends or wherever you came from, as you pass him, you ask him something. But the rules are you ask him something that's non-threatening, totally non-sexual, and just allows you to open communication verbally. So you could ask him the time, you could ask him for directions to something, you could ask him where this restaurant is you're looking for. Just ask him something totally casual. Now what this does is it allows you to initiate in a totally risk-free way where you haven't communicated that you're needy or that somehow you really like him. You've not communicated any massive amount of attraction. All you've done is shown that you've got proximity and now you're comfortable enough to open conversation with him. Now, if he likes you, you've made it as easy as possible for him to carry on talking. So if you ask for where a restaurant is and he says, that's a really good restaurant, I went there with my friends, now he can carry on and you've given him that opportunity. If he doesn't speak to you at that point, you can leave with whatever advice you got and you haven't lost anything, have you? You didn't risk anything, you didn't put your cards on the table, you've not done anything that now you walk away and your pride is hurt, you're just walking away from a totally normal conversation. Okay, so what I love about this is it's all risk-free, none of it puts you on the line, and none of it changes the traditional roles of the guy doing the chasing. Okay, so I like the fact that guys should do the chasing, and I think that women should be in a position where they get chased. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you can't be pulling the strings in the background. Okay, it's like the olden days of dropping a white handkerchief on the floor as you walk past a guy and the guy picks it up to give it back to you. Okay, why did women do that? Because it was like they were selecting the guy. Drop the handkerchief, the guy picks it up, gives it back to you, and he feels like he made the first move. Okay, for him, it doesn't register that you pulled the strings there. He thinks he made the move. Oh, here's your handkerchief. What we're doing is bringing that to modern day society where we say, okay, you still don't have to look like you're making the move, but you can make the move. You can be pulling the strings in a way that the guy thinks, all along, he thinks it was his idea, all along he thinks he was making it work, but actually you selected him. And that's pretty cool, isn't it? Because I think that most women spend their whole lives being selected. And I hate that. You know, no one should be in a position where they get selected, where you're playing victim in a club to whatever guy comes up to you. Because guaranteed, if you wait for guys to come up to you, you'll always end up with the wrong guy. Because how can you guarantee that the right guy is going to come up to you? Better that you see the guy you want to talk to, you see the guy that you want to be talking to, and you actually go and make it happen. But at the end of the day, he still thinks it was his idea. How cool is that? All right, well, take care, and I will see you soon. Have fun with it.